I really wanted to straighten my hair, but when you're a mother of 2 small children, can you see through my shirt? When you're a mother of 2 small children and you film YouTube videos at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it just don't make no damn sense. Hey beauties, it's Court. Welcome to my channel and 2016. I hope you guys had an amazing year last year. I personally know it was one of the best years of my entire life, and I swear to God, I owe probably 70% of that to you guys. You guys have made my life last year, and this year it's only going to get better. I already know it. So I decided to do 2 videos this year. This is my first year, so this will probably end up being the thing every year. And I'm going to do a drugstore version, a prestige version. A prestige version. In this video and the next one, there will be no lip products and no brushes. I tried to pick stuff. I don't know how I can explain this best. A couple of categories I don't have anything for. I wanted to pick stuff that I really truly love. Like, this is the kind of stuff that if you took this out of my collection, I would cut you. I cannot live without these things. Mascara. I don't have a favorite drugstore mascara. I didn't use a lot of them last year. I like to stick with what works when it comes to certain things, so I just didn't experiment a lot with drugstore mascaras last year. Palettes. I mean, the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. It's incredible. It's an amazing palette. I just don't personally use it that often in my everyday life. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I don't reach for it too much because I have an enormous palette collection. I just have other ones that I tend to reach for first. But like I said, it's not a bad palette. Do you guys know what I'm saying? I hope you know what I'm saying because I'm losing my train of thought. Anyway, if you want to see all of my drugstore favorites for 2015, you already know the deal. Keep your cute little ass right where it's at. This is a favorite. Quitting smoking and starting vaping, that's like my #1 favorite. You can't buy these at the drugstore though. So the first thing we're going to talk about obviously is the base. The base. I'm all about that base, about that base, about that base. I'm all about that base, about that base. This is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer. This shit is awesome. I don't even know. I'm going to try not to swatch too much. What the hell? I'm down to like water and pig. Like there's like hardly any. Look at that though. There's like hardly anything left in here. I've been using this so much this year. I got the Becca backlight not too long ago, so I've been using the shit out of that. But before that, this was my go-to. And it doesn't really add any moisture or anything, so this might even be good for oily skin too. A lot of this stuff is not stuff from this year. A lot of it is stuff that I just discovered this year. This year is my big year for makeup. I just got into, like, really heavily got into makeup this past year, so a lot of this didn't come out in 2015. It was just a discovery and a favorite for me for 2015. Next up, we have foundations, and I do have 2, so I'm not going to talk about them too much because I do have a top 5 favorite foundations video. I'll link it in the description if you're interested in that. So the 2 that I picked out are the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. This is the more recent favorite that I have been using nonstop because it's amazing. And the one that I was using more towards the like middle, beginning of the year is this Bourjois Healthy Mix. Oh my God, another one that was in my top 5 favorites. These, both of them are, I mixed them together today, and I mix foundations a lot. Like, I'm always mixing different foundations with different primers. I don't like them mixed together very much, but on their own, they're both incredible in their own beautiful, beautiful ways. By the way, I hated this at first, and if you want to know why, go watch that video, and you'll see. Because you might not like this when you first use it either. Just go watch that video. Next up, we have concealers, and this was kind of tough for me. I have a lot of concealers, and I like a lot of concealers. The drugstore one that I picked that I use almost every day, it's almost empty, and I just got it, I want to say it's definitely been less than 6 months ago, and you only need like the tiniest bit. This is the Gel Serum Concealer from the Sephora brand, the Bright Future. Mine is in the shade Bavarian Cream. This is so good. It's bright. I think it's the lightest shade that they have, maybe. It's light enough to brighten my fair skin, and it's such a beautiful, lightweight, full coverage. It's just anything that can be good about a concealer is good about this, and I think it's like 12 or 13 bucks, so a little bit higher on the drugstore end, but still definitely not a higher end price. Now I wanted to share with you two concealers that I love for correcting purposes. The first ride or die, could not live without this, is the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the orange corrector shade. And the color of the bottle that you see right here is what color this stuff is. It is intense. Like, this shit is no joke right here. This is for mommy bags. If you got mommy bags, this will be your best friend. The formula of all of these, like, I almost just put the whole line and just said all of them in my favorites, but I picked this one specifically because it is so pigmented, super nice and smooth. I almost said the C word. I almost did it. You ain't gonna catch me saying that no more. Nice and buttery. It's very buttery. That's my new word. But they just work so well for doing exactly what they're made to do, and it's like $3. And then the other one that I love just a little bit less but still enough to put it into my favorites is the Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. I was using this all year before I discovered the LA Girl Orange Corrector. This one is in the shade Brightener, which has pink undertones to it, which is also good for counteracting blue under eye circles. But once I had a second child, I needed something a little bit more powerful. But when my bags aren't as bad on certain days, I do also like to use this. This has very good coverage, very lightweight. I like the packaging. I love the little sponge. I love it. Just feels good when I rub it on my face. A lot of people don't like it. They don't think it's sanitary, but it's my face. I'm not rubbing this on, you know, the next door neighbor's dog's face or anything. It's just my face. So I don't think it's a big deal. Next up, we have setting powders. Baking is a new thing to me. I only started doing it recently, but I am obsessed with it. Even before baking, I set my under eyes all the time. It did used to be the only place I would use powders because my face gets kind of weird and extremely cakey looking with any powders that I use. But I found if I just do it under my eyes and recently around my mouth, I can get away with it as well. And I can also bake right under my contour to kind of sharpen that up a little bit. So those are the three places that I've been doing it recently. But for the rest of the year, it was just mainly under my eyes. And what I used for that, this is a sample size of the Ben Nye Cameo powder. What's it called? Ben Nye Luxury Powder, and the shade is Cameo. Now, Ben Nye is like famous for the banana powder, like the one that I guess, oh shit, Kim Kardashian uses or whatever. But I'm too pasty for that yellow, so I got the Cameo one. This is so soft and smooth, and it's just nice. It's nice. And then the one that I've been using more recently for le baking is the Coty Airspun. Why does everybody say Coty? Does it say Coty on here anywhere? I just hear everybody call it the Coty Airspun powder, and oh yeah, it does right there. Look at that writing. I would never have known what that said if I hadn't heard other YouTubers say it. But yeah, this is the Airspun powder. I use mine in the translucent shade. This is like the best baking powder. That sounds so funny, the best baking powder I've ever used. There's no flashback to it. It's so smooth. There's a crap ton of product in here. There's what, like 65 grams? Yeah, 65 grams of product. It's like $5 or $6. It comes in a ton of different shades. So if you don't want it in translucent and you want a shade to match your skin tone to set your face with, girl, Coty's got you. It's just so nicely finely milled, and it stinks to high hell. I don't like the smell. A lot of people do because it reminds them of their grandma, but my grandma don't smell like this, so to me, this just stinks. Next up is the brows, and I do have a brow product from the drugstore. This is the Salon Perfect Brow Defining Kit, and there's 4 different shades in here. There's like a brightener, there's a light blonde, there's like a taupey brown, and then there's this auburn shade, and this auburn shade was like my best friend up until, when did I start using Anastasia? Less than 6 months ago. Honestly, there ain't nothing wrong with this one. This one is incredible. Like I said, I use this for months and months. Even the little brush that comes in here, it's like you can see this is like really thin and skinny, and it sucks that the handle's so short because it's kind of like awkward to use. But even the brush that comes in here is really good. I think this only comes in one shade because it does have the 3 different shades inside of it. But I got this at Walmart and it was definitely less than $10. And I think it also came with something else. I don't know. I don't remember. I've had it forever. Really good stuff. By a landslide, my favorite, this is probably my favorite bronzer, period. Drugstore, high-end, doesn't matter. The NYX To Go palette in Wanderlust has the best bronzer in it that I've ever used. It's just the perfect tone for my skin. It blends phenomenally. Oh, by the way, everything I have on my face is here. You know what I mean? Except for my lipstick. But everything else that I used is in front of me. I love this stuff. It blends beautifully. Even the highlighter in here is really good, but that's not what we're talking about. This fucking bronzer. They need to make this and sell this separately, because when I run out, I will buy another palette. And I can tell you, I will run out of this bronzer because I love it that much. For contouring, if you want a more gray toned kind of shade, this is the NYX HD blush in the shade Taupe, and it's the perfect, oh my god, these are so smooth when you touch them. They're like touching silk. But it's that perfect gray tone shade just to get that shadowed look underneath your cheekbones. And it's like $5. This is really good. It's all really good, Courtney, okay? This is your favorites. Everything in here is really good. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be in your favorites. Next up, we have blush. Don't shoot me, okay? These are brand new. I don't care. These are it. I mean, they're it. These are the new CoverGirl blushes. These are phenomenal. Phenomenal. I think they actually launched for the spring launch of 2016 for CoverGirl. That's technically what they're supposed to be. But when I was going through my collection, and I mean, shout out to the Milani Rose blushes. I brought this up here too. This is an Awakening Rose. I used this so much this year. But if I'm being completely honest, I like these better. They blend better. They sit on the skin better. They last longer. They feel like fucking silk. Like, I cannot believe how smooth and soft and buttery these blushes are. Like, it's insane. There's only 3 of them right now, but even in just 3, the shade range is really nice. There's like this really light kind of peachy pink, and then in the middle there's more of like a rose pink, and then the deeper one is like this really beautiful mauve. Like, there's just, even with just having 3 shades, they killed it with the selection. Everything about these blushes is perfection, including the price. They're $10, but you get, let's say, 3 grams of product in here. Let me see you use up a blush that has 3 grams in it in less than like 10 years. Because you ain't gonna do it. Highlighters, I have 2 of them. They are both ride or die. I could not live without either of these. The first one is ColourPop's Lunch Money. I do have both of these on today right now too. This is so... Look at that. Oh my god. It looks like there's a little light bulb on the tip of my finger right there. Watch this. Oh, look at that. Look how bony my hand is. But look how beautiful this highlight is. It's like, oh my, I don't even know how to describe this. It's like a pale champagne, which is perfect for pasty beauties. And these just, they're so easy to apply, and they blend beautifully, and they make a gorgeous base for powder highlights. They're so good. And it's $8. And the second one is from the Fergie Wet n Wild line. It's not Hollywood Boulevard though. That one is a little too yellow for me. I like it in the summertime. This one is in Rose Champagne. Look how beautiful this is. And that's exactly what it is. It's a rose champagne color. I like to kind of like focus my brush on the top right here where there isn't as much pink, because if you do swirl it around in the whole thing, it does tend to be a little bit too pink for me. Look how pretty. Oh, this is the highlight that I'm wearing now on this side, because the other side I covered it with Lunch Money. But Lunch Money is underneath of here. It's just on the top right here. So that's why it's kind of like bam. But this one is beautiful as well. They blend really well. They're not as smooth and buttery as, say, like a Becca highlighter, obviously, because this is nothing on even par with that. But nonetheless, it is a very beautiful and good quality drugstore highlighter. And I think this is less than $5 for 11.3 grams. This is enormous. I don't have a mascara. I don't have a drugstore mascara that I could not stop reaching for this year. But I am going to give a shout out to the new CoverGirl's just killing it right now. Right down to that Roses palette. Girl, you better get your hands on it because it is good. I got a video coming up on all 3 of those. This is the CoverGirl Plumpify Blast Pro. This is what the brush looks like. It's like twisted, and it's got these like crazy looking spikes, and it's got the ball on the end like they're real. This is just really, really, really good. And I don't know, like some of the product kind of, I don't know if you can see the red through there. Some of the product kind of comes off a little bit when you pull it out, so it doesn't disperse too much product onto your lashes. I think if you have short lashes, I don't know if you would like this as much, but I already have pretty long lashes, so this wand is the perfect size for me. If you like the size of the Better Than Sex wand, and you could even go a little bit bigger. This is right up your alley. Really just grabs on really nicely, and when you twirl it, it gives your lashes a nice curl. It doesn't flake off throughout the day. I cannot live without my metal lash comb. No matter what mascara I use, I have to use that thing to separate my lashes, because since they are so long and so thick, they tend to stick together very severely. So like I said, I will say it again, cannot live without that thing. I don't even need it when I use this. This is the first mascara. I've used $30 mascaras, $50 mascaras. This is the first one that I have never had to use my lash comb once since I started using it. And look at my lashes. Look at them. They're separated, right? They're separate. Are they separate? It's because of this, because this is amazing. Single eyeshadows. This was pretty easy for me. ColourPop. They're incredible. They're Super Shock eyeshadows. So good. The mattes are good. I like the mattes. A lot of people have trouble blending the mattes. I think they're amazing. They're shimmer and glitter shades. Oh my god. Sometimes with the glitter ones, I have trouble with a little bit of fallout with them, but they're shimmer shades like this one's in sequin. Oh my god. These are incredible. Look at the shine on that. It looks wet. Like that looks like a wet eyeshadow. This is like the perfect shade for green eyes, by the way. Sequin. This will make your green eyes pop right out of your damn head. It's like a beautiful copper color. And then this one in coconut. This is a cult favorite for very good reason. Look at that shade. Oh, it almost matches my nails, but not really at all. It's so pretty. Oh, look at that. It's like the most beautiful bright blue. Oh, and these are so pigmented. They're so pigmented. The only thing I don't like about ColourPop is the packaging. I hate the packaging. It's so big and bulky, and I know they have to be sealed because of the formula, but I hate the packaging. That does not, the positives absolutely outweigh the negatives with the ColourPop shadows. They're so worth it. These are the NYX eyeshadow bases. I have all three shades, 01, 02, and 03. 01 is like a plain white base. So 01 is just a plain white, like it doesn't have, you know, it's just a white eyeshadow base. It makes colors really stand out and really pop. The shade number 2 is a pearlized. It's got a lot of shimmer in it. So if you use this, your entire look is going to be full of shimmer. Shade number 3, I like to mix 1 and 3 together a lot because this is a little bit dark, but it works really good for also color correcting. If you have veins on your eyes, this is really good at counteracting the blue or the purple in the veins and covering them up. And then if you mix in the white with it, it makes it a little bit brighter, so it still makes your shadows pop. And like these are so good, and they're so affordable. These are my favorite eyeshadow bases, period, hands down. There will not be one in my prestige episode of this because these are just the best. They're all I use. I want to give a quick shout out to the Real Techniques complexion sponge. This is fucking filthy because I use it every single day, but this is probably the 4th one I've repurchased this year, and you don't really need to repurchase them that often if you keep them clean, but I lose mine. Don't ask me how I lose a makeup sponge, but I've lost 2 of them, and then I've just repurchased because mine just got too dingy and old. So good. Do not waste your money on a beauty blender. I mean, beauty blenders are great. I love mine. I have 2 of them. I use them all the time. But they don't do anything that this doesn't do. And plus this one has this cool flat side, so you get your foundation done so much quicker. What I also really love about this is when you're done your makeup, if you went a little bit too hard, like say on your contour, you can use whatever foundation is left over on this just to kind of blend over it a little bit. This is completely dry. I'm just like showing you like there is something on it, but you can use it to kind of like blend a little bit, you know. I know you shouldn't put liquid over powder. That's like the rule, but I do it all the time, and it works very, very well. God damn, I got a lot of fucking bronzer on, Courtney. What were you thinking? I do have one major regret from the drugstore this year, and I don't know. Yeah, it's a regret. Like, I hate it so much, I want my $4 back. Like, it sounds silly because it was only like $4, but I regret buying this. This is the worst primer I have ever put on my face in my life. This is from Hard Candy. It's their 12-hour power. This is new. It just came out not too long ago, but I went through all of my drugstore stuff, and I don't really return drugstore makeup. I don't know. Some stuff I do, some stuff I don't. This stood out of everything that I bought and didn't like from the drugstore. If you guys follow me on Snapchat, and you have been for a little while, you saw what this did to my crater pores. Like, I have really big pores. I have learned to come to live with it. I don't like it, but I will live with it. Oh my God, it made it look like I had manholes in my face. I couldn't fucking believe it. It accentuated lines on my face that don't exist. I don't have lines on my eyes, like where I highlight. I don't have lines right there. With this shit, fuck if I didn't. It brought out all kinds of fucking wrinkles around my eyes that I didn't even know I had. That was definitely my #1 drugstore regret. Do not, it comes in this packaging, by the way. So if you see this, run, bitch. Run the other way. So, guys, that's going to do it for my 2015 drugstore favorites. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Look forward to seeing my prestige edition of this being uploaded this Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I love you guys so damn much. Please subscribe if you haven't. Give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying the videos that I'm putting out, so I know what to put up, because after all, this is your channel. This channel is all about you guys. I mean, it's a little bit about me, but it's mostly about you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I cannot thank you enough for making this past year one of the most incredible years of my life. Say it again. I will say it a million times. I love you guys so damn much. And I will see you in my next video. Mwah.
Peace out, 2015!